Warning, taking more than the recommended dosage of this podcast could lead to fever, chills, body aches, flu symptoms, chest pain, weight gain, cough, dizziness, drowsiness, headache, depressed mood, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, upset stomach, or mild skin irritation. Welcome to episode 6. 6 whole episodes of Jive Turkey goodness. My name is Jacob, and to my right...
You have LaBradford. No, my name is not LaBradford.
Is your name Earl?
My name is Mud. Oh wait, we weren't supposed to beat on the table. Sorry.
You're supposed to beat on the table. Like, you know, yeah, we don't need spunk on the table. And to my left,
I'm Keanu
Reeves.
No, that's copyright.
Just Keanu.
Just
Keanu.
Yeah. So, gentlemen, it's kind of weird without Jason this week.
Keanu Nugent.
So Cat Scratch Matrix?
Yeah.
Is this really reality?
Anyways, I know guitar.
Whoa. Wow, it's stallions, bro. So yeah, we're without Jason this week, which is sad, but he perished inside his own mind. We call that brain death. And there's nothing funny about that.
He proceeded to the nearest muffin store.
His brain proceeded to the nearest exit of the movie theater, which is located on the left, the right, and behind you.
Directly in front of the shooter.
But his body stayed at the muffin
Wait,
store.
is that too
Holy
soon?
shit.
I think that's
Speaking of the movies, did you hear about in near Tampa where I think it was like Dade County maybe?
Yeah, it was in Tampa. Where
the older guy that used to be a cop, he's a retired cop, he's like 71 something years old and shot some guy.
Shot that fool.
He shot some dude.
That guy
killed him.
Never turned his phone on in the movie theater. There's a warning. The cops should get off. There's a warning for that.
It's kind of fucked up how the whole shit went down though, because like he was texting their babysitter, like the guy and his wife were there watching a movie in front of the cop, the retired cop, and his wife, and he pulled out his phone and was texting his their babysitter, and apparently the old guy got irate because maybe he's never seen a phone before, and he just so he went and told an usher, and the usher, when he came back, before the usher came back, he decided to confront the guy about him having a cell phone out, and whenever he did, the dude got up and apparently threw popcorn or something at him, and the guy, it was quote unquote, he hit my glasses and I was scared for my life. So he pulled out a gun and shot him in a movie theater because he was armed with buttery goodness.
What really gets me about this, okay, now there have been many accounts, several specifically in Jacksonville, which is where this podcast is based from, if you don't know that already, where people...
Except for last week when we were in Neptune Beach.
Yeah, that's just how it goes.
Anyway, like, there have been several accounts...
Jive Turkeys are always on the run.
Where, like, a cop has shot somebody that had a cell phone in their pocket, they thought it was a gun, and that's a pretty shitty excuse within itself that, oh, we thought he had a gun in his pocket, we had to do it. That's bad enough within itself, but it's a little excusable. This has no excuse. I mean, this guy knew he had a phone, he knew it was a phone, and... It's like you just said.
It wasn't that he thought he was using, like, the phone was something like a weapon, like he was going to, like, use to hurt him.
The popcorn butter is really hot.
But essentially, a dude got shot over a fucking phone.
Yeah. If you go down to the
and the hot popcorn butter. It's really hot.
Warning: do not throw hot popcorn oil in people's faces. It will get you shot.
Especially not at ex-cops.
And here's the thing, though: like the cop, his wife was like on the stand was like, I don't know why he shot him. He was in law enforcement for 20 years and never shot anyone. So now what happened was he's trigger happy because he's outside the force.
I think she should rephrase it to, he was in law enforcement for 20 years and never got to shoot anyone.
They never filed that he shot somebody. It happened a lot. But yeah, his picture, he looks kind of like an asshole. Like he would shoot somebody over like something stupid. Like, my ice is not so fresh.
Fuck, imagine what it would be like if you were, like, say in a McDonald's with that guy and you accidentally bumped into him and he spilled his tray on the ground. Like, I would hate to be in a situation like that.
I said I will fucking catch him on the McDouble. Why are we laughing about that? That is terrible.
It's context, Jacob.
I'm not laughing. You guys are laughing.
Your face shows of delight, sir.
You can't prove that with a microphone.
Because this podcast, there's no visual evidence. It's just me and Sam against the world. This summer. Anyways. So I have a local paper here with us today. And kind of with a headline that kind of grabbed my attention, kind of all of our attentions, because we're all reading the paper at the same time, because we are bosses.
You could probably just read the names and then beat them out.
I probably could.
It's easier that way.
Yeah, fuck it.
Or you could just say.
Or it's a paper. People already have access to it, so we can just say the names anyways, because they're not minors.
If you
but we don't want our town to be known.
You're right.
Yeah, and they bleep it out on all the other stuff, like any radio show or TV show.
You're gonna have to bleep all of this out.
You could always just like...
What just happened?
And we're back with the paper.
Okay, so the headline is seen with stolen TV. Which, I don't know, is that proper grammar? Is seen with stolen TV?
Well,
let's see.
You know where this paper comes from.
Yeah. Well, all in the South. The sheriff's department arrested a man and charged him with breaking into a neighbor's residence the morning of February the 14th and stealing a television valued at $600.
Oh, wow.
That's it. Let's see. 21 was positively identified by neighbors who live on Circle G.
Just gotta say, it gets no more gangsta than Circle G.
Where you live? Circle G Road? Hell yeah. Let's see,
Like, I could picture just that name. I'm not really familiar with that territory, but I could picture just from the name it being kind of like a...
Urban?
Calabasas!
Calabasas.
Circle G, motherfucker.
Was positively identified by neighbors who live on the Circle G as the person seen running out of a wooded area with a 50-inch flat-screen TV and placing it in what turned out to be a gold-colored 1993 Oldsmobile registered to his brother.
Yeah, because he could afford that TV. Yeah. Driving a 93 Oldsmobile.
No one runs through the woods with a 50-inch flat-screen TV. That is immediately, like, there's no other word to describe it.
What if you wanted to go for a nice walk in the woods, but you didn't want to not be able to watch Duck Dynasty?
Exactly.
You're right.
That makes perfect sense.
What am I thinking?
You're crazy.
If I can't see crazy. Uncle Sam in the middle of the woods, what good is the damn show? Can't relate to it. Unwatchable.
Unwatchable. See, the suspect was also charged with a misdemeanor possession of marijuana found in his sock while being booked at county jail. What is up with this lately? Like, every story in the news I have read so far
marijuana has sock.
It's something to do with marijuana. Now
in a sock, specifically.
Yeah, in a sock. But it's recently something about because the whole marijuana legalization is becoming a big dispute. Everything, like every crime or something, has to do with somebody sneaks in marijuana somehow. It's like, he killed 325 people in a fucking Bed Bath and Body Works or...
Oh yeah, we also found...
But we got him on that marijuana misdemeanor.
He got away with it because he's crazy, but he had a little bit of pot in his underwear, and we got that some bitch.
The suspect had precisely 1 gram under his testicles upon being apprehended.
To the gooch.
Ain't nothing better than a gooch bud.
Oh god! It's some of the pubic hairs up in there. Yo, bro, look at those hairs, man. Look at those hairs. Brings a whole new meaning to that sentence.
Ugh.
That's awful.
In a second recent case, police have no immediate suspects in a burglary at a residence during a 24-hour period ending the evening of February the 16th while the owner was away. Told Deputy she returned to find several window screens askew and damaged, and likely point of entry into her house was a rear window. An iPod movie, 2 electronic tablets, and a mobile hotspot were taken, with a combined loss value of $450.
I wonder what movie they stole.
It just says movie, that's it.
Cinderella.
They damn took that, that Thumbelina movie, man.
Yo, homie, I done took Beauty and the Beast. Gonna watch Chip and Miss Teapot sing that song, you heard?
Oh, Lordy, they got my Disney's.
Well, I ain't gonna get a chance to buy it again. They done put it in the vault. Now I ain't gonna get it, no. 3 suspects from County were arrested for early morning vandalism at the First Baptist Church off. Wow. Deputy said he responded to a report of suspicious activity about 3:30 and first confronted a 22-year-old and a 17-year-old male from on the church grounds. They were charged with loitering and trespassing. A third suspect, 19, was booked on those charges, and a third of criminal mischief for severing a garden hose to use as a siphon to draw gasoline from a church-owned van.
Wow.
That's wanting it, isn't it?
Wow.
You heard it, Obama. Lower gas prices, motherfucker.
What's going on?
Lower the gas prices.
What's going on in America when people are breaking into churches and stealing gas? So, I have a question for you guys. How horrible do you think we are as people on a scale of 1 to 10? 1 being like, I stole a candy bar one time, but then I gave it back and apologized.
And 10 is like Hitler.
And 10 being like, I thought, Jewish genocide was kind of hilarious.
Wait, so which side is the bad
varies,
side?
10.
10 is the bad side?
1 is like, I'm a pussy, and 10's like, you're fucked up and need to be in a home.
Like, I don't know. You mean what percent of the population? You mean as people?
No,
like
us
that?
as people.
Us as people?
Like me, you, and Tyson.
Am I allowed to plead the fifth on this one?
No, I mean,
No.
do you think we're pretty bad?
I think we're all good people, and I'm not just blowing
not
sunshine
not
up
moral,
everybody's ass.
not moral bad, not morally bad. Like we laughed at fucked up things.
It's
Okay,
God.
then we're good. All right, that's all I needed to know.
yeah, I agree.
God.
I already said
Okay.
this once tonight. It's all on context,
10. 10.
All right, so
I'm a 10. I give no shits.
Yeah.
I'd have to say 10.
I'm gonna go 10.
If Jason were here, he would say 9.
11.
Yeah, Jason's like a 11 or 12.
So I have a list of 5 awful stories you shouldn't laugh at, but probably will.
Awesome.
Yeah. Story number 5. There was this is a quote.
He's already laughing.
And so the fun begins.
A quote from a man being stabbed one night. What are you gonna do? Stab me?
Oh my God.
So yeah, I think this was in Washington. It was in Spokane. Spokane in Washington?
Mm-hmm.
I think so. Yeah,
I don't know where it's at.
Spokane. Oh. Well, anyways, this dude was getting robbed at knife point, and the guy, the guy's response was, "What are you gonna do? Stab me?" So the guy stabs him in the throat.
Oh God. Did he die?
No, he's alive. He's doing well.
That's like the worst thing you can do in a situation like that.
But I really don't want to think that's funny, but it is. She's like, really?
It is kind of funny. Like in my mind, before I knew the whole story, like I pictured like the dude had already been stabbed like 5 times, and the criminal.
So he's on the ground, just
he's
what are you
bleeding
gonna
on
do,
the.
stab me?
Yeah, he would have a good point. He would have a good point at that because like what the fuck could he do? Because
What else could you do after you've stabbed him 15 times?
You gotta think about this.
what are you gonna do? Stab me?
A knife. if somebody's got like a pocket knife and they're holding it near you, it's really only a threat if you're backed into a corner or if you're fat. Because, you know, obviously you can't run from them, but like you could just run from most of them unless there's multiple people.
Right.
So like,
because nobody's gonna run with a pocket knife.
Yeah, I think everybody should be mandated to carry a certain size pocket knife, and if somebody else tries to rob you with their knife, you can just pull out yours and then have like a duel.
What?
Like a knife duel.
A stalemate.
You know, like the rules of the Renaissance period when everyone would carry around, you know, small
Rapiers
swords.
and stuff.
Yeah, and just settle disputes with your.
Dost
little
thou
pocket
spilt
knife.
thy coke on my blouse? Draw thine sword, son.
I challenge you to a duel. Pull out a glove and just slap him in the face.
Whip your pocket knife out. Everybody has to have the little hair comb style switchblades.
Oh god, this would be dangerous. So, story number 4. Man drives car into church, beats pastor to death with electric guitar. You laughed before the funny part.
That's not the funny part.
No, man drives car into church, you're like,
Yeah, I know, but it's just...
what's more metal than beating a pastor to death with an electric guitar?
Oh my god.
Don't get me wrong,
Electric
it
guitar.
really sucks that
Wait,
the guy
what kind of electric guitar?
It doesn't
was
say. Sadly.
It was probably a Flying V.
But so yeah, okay. So far we have proven that we're very terrible people.
So seriously, like, what would drive someone to do that? What did the pastor do that made this man so mad?
Dude, reading the story, I can't. There's no provoking.
Just
There's
a
nothing.
random act of
He
violence.
just drove his car. We were in a random act of violence. He crashed his car. He got out. He was naked.
I mean,
He
Oh wow.
he
was-
he started.
probably crazy.
He started fighting the.
no, he wouldn't have a car.
He started fighting the pastor on the grounds. It went inside the church. The fight continued into the music room where he grabbed an electric guitar and beat him up. He didn't he didn't storm out of his car with a V, point at him, and then rush across a field and just
Okay.
beat the shit out of him. That's not how it went down.
Oh man.
Wow, that church must have been pretty metal if it was an electric and not an acoustic.
I
We
don't
can't
know.
let this podcast make it to Norway now because they would totally do some shit like this.
Yeah.
All right,
slow
now
down.
based
Most
on
metals things I've ever did was break priest heads with flying V. So
These
cool.
flying V. Then I played the solo.
based on the facts given from the story, I can only come to the conclusion that he was just serving justice. Because
Well, the pastor, it doesn't
well, no,
say
no,
like
if the pastor's running a church where they use electric guitars, you know, instead of acoustics, what kind of church is that? What does that say?
See, that's a sin within
Satan's
itself,
church.
and I'll tell you why. Because electric guitars have no place
It's a metal.
in
And
Christian
metal
music.
is the devil. Electric guitars are metal, and metal is the devil. And they bring the devil into their church. So he's just trying to get the devil out of the church.
We're not making rock and roll
Even though
holier.
he used the instrument of the
We're
devil.
making music worse.
well, the guy that was bringing justice is he's dead now. So
Oh, what happened?
he died in the back of the patrol car on the way to jail.
He just died.
Yeah, see, the officer fired
was-
fired a taser on the guy, so he dropped down to the ground. Then they put him in the back of the patrol car where he just stopped breathing.
So he wasn't struck down by God. He was struck down by a taser.
He was struck down by the.
It was electricity, but it wasn't God. It wasn't lightning. It was a
So
taser.
technically, he did get struck down by God.
He was struck down by electricity. Make of that what you will.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not funny when somebody gets killed, but
You have done well, my child. Come back.
not many people die in such a way. Like, here's the thing: when we die, it's probably going to be boring. It's probably going to be like, he just didn't wake up, or he got cancer and we all got to say goodbye before they took him off of life support. Something kind of like, yeah, but
It's not going to be in like a sword battle.
if somebody drives their car into your house, gets out, and immediately beats you to death with an electric guitar, everybody's going to talk about that death for a while. That is just... come on.
That's the only upside to that. I'll take my boring ass death any
Yeah,
day.
I
If
guess.
someone drove a car into my house and jumped out of the car with an electric guitar, I would immediately grab my electric guitar and have an
Yes.
electric guitar duel to the death.
Yes.
That would be fun.
Oh
But
man.
not like guitar solos, like beating each other in the head.
To bring it back to next week, last week, whenever you guys were talking about the guy with the flower pot on his head who robbed the convenience store.
Oh my god.
With the chainsaw?
Yeah, you were talking about
Oh, Australia.
I think you made a joke like, was it Buckethead?
Yeah, that
and
was
me and
me.
Jacob thought like, that does kind of sound like something Buckethead could be capable.
It's like, what would he be doing in Australia? He'd be robbing a grocery, or he'd be robbing a gas station with a chainsaw.
I think if it was Buckethead though, he would actually have used his guitar. He would just like bust in and strum a power chord, and like all of the glass would proceed to bust in the store.
In rhythm, just
Surely that's possible.
probably.
From
Because
Buckethead, it's possible.
I know there's frequencies, you can break glass. Opera
You can,
singers
you
can
can,
do
yeah,
it.
you can break glass with your voice.
But the question is,
Did it on
can you carry an amp on your body that's capable of doing that? Tune your guitar,
but not destroying your eardrums.
Well, if you're breaking out convenience store windows, why are you worried about your eardrums?
You're right.
You're
let's be honest.
obviously going in for the final hurrah. I mean, let's be honest about that.
Story number 3: Man revenge rapes son's rapist.
Okay, yeah, you got a 10 reaction.
Yeah. So what's better than Never mind. I'm not going to say that because that would have come out really wrong.
Just say it.
What's worse than?
You fuck my son, I'ma fuck
Yeah.
you too.
but mine was a little weird. It would sound terrible when it came
Yeah,
out.
but we're talking about on a scale of 1 to
Yeah.
10.
So yeah, man revenge rapes his son's rapist.
Wow.
And this wasn't in the States, by the way. This is an Azeri,
Oh, what a shame.
a Baku, an Azerbaijani man. So,
Oh, so they're
kind
well,
of
I
like
can't
it's
come up-
around Iran.
I can't come up
kind of.
with any terms that aren't racist at the moment.
Well, yeah, let's not say
They're
those.
Middle Eastern.
Yeah,
They're Middle Eastern.
Yeah,
They're probably Muslims.
they're Shiite Muslims. Actually, I looked it up.
Those fuckers.
The Azerbaijanis are the Turkic-speaking ethnic group living mainly in the two Azerbaijans, the Republic of Azerbaijan and Iranian Azerbaijan, as well as neighboring states, also referred to as Azeris. So yeah, basically they're Shia Muslims and mixed cultural heritage, including Iranian, Turkic, and Caucasian elements. An Azerbaijani man has come up with an unorthodox way of getting even with a pedophile who raped his son. He tracked down the rapist, sexually assaulted him on camera, and then distributed the footage of them
What
raping.
a pro!
This
guy knows how revenge is served.
Yeah,
It is called marketing.
They still follow Hammurabi's code.
good.
There.
Fuck that kid. That kid deserved
Eye
it for
for an eye,
raping
tooth
somebody.
for a
Kid.
tooth, and rape for a rape.
Hell yeah! You're gonna take my son's hymen. I'm gonna bust yours.
But cherry.
I Revenge Rape 4 here on DVD.
So
Excellent.
the guy
press.
that did it was 17 years old.
Wait,
And
the dad? Like
no,
okay.
the,
I was about to say this kid's weirder
That
and
kid is
weirder.
really young.
No, the guy, and he raped the 8-year-old boy.
An 8. Oh my god.
Yeah, like what the fuck, man. See, here's the terrible part of the story that I kind of want to like stress. Like this is not really funny, but the part that is funny is the dad raping the kid. Let's see. The 17-year-old Garadog district dweller lured an unsuspecting 8-year-old boy, which is the man's son, into a truck, beat him up, and raped him. A passerby then got into the truck and threatened to make the boy's misery public, and then raped the boy himself.
What?
Yeah.
So he got double raped.
He got
He got gangbanged.
How the?
An 8-year-old got
How
gangbanged
the
by
f-
Muslims.
That's the
How
most.
the fuck
fucked
do
up
you, like-
thing.
How do you rape a child? Come on, like. So story number 2.
Listeners, you decide.
Rapper tweets YOLO, immediately dies in drunken driving accident.
I remember that. Fuck him, he just.
Oh my god.
Alright, well there you go. There's
Yep,
another
hey.
10 for you.
No, that's a karma laugh. That's not a 10 laugh.
That was a
Well,
tip.
no, I guess it's not really karma. It's true.
It's
It's
ironic.
It's a true, yeah.
Like, I mean, I
That's
guess
true irony.
Yeah.
I shouldn't make fun of the dead guy, but I mean, hell, I mean, hey,
Here you go.
More power to. Well, he's dead.
he lived.
Never mind.
He lived by what he tweeted.
Yeah, let's see. The 21-year-old rapper, aspiring rapper, tweeted about driving drunk, sorry, bleh, at 120 miles per hour, minutes before dying in a fiery one-car crash that killed him and 4 other people.
Think about the situation in that car. He's not only is he drunk and hauling ass, but he's probably steering with his knees, his knees like texted.
Yeah,
He's on Twitter.
Here are his exact
It's like,
tweets.
damn, we gotta let everybody know about this.
Dude, I'm drunk as fuck, and everybody needs to know. Let's
Did he
see.
text that?
No, here's his tweet. Whoa, shit, it wouldn't close. It's closed. Drunk as fuck, going 120 drifting corners. Hashtag fuck it YOLO. And his other tweet
And then
was
he died.
His other tweet was driving, tweeting, sipping the cup. Fuck YOLO, I'm turning it up. And then he died.
Last words of a dumbass rapper.
He wasn't even that great of a rapper if he calls that last bar a rhyme. That was gonna be my new hit single.
Why does it sound like Lil Wayne? I regret nothing. I regret nothing.
I wonder if his phone survived the accident. They could have seen what he was working on next.
And then he shipped it off to Jay-Z or something.
Yeah.
And they stole it.
I'm gonna put this on Magna Carta Part 2.
Return of the Holy Fail. Story number 1. And I thought this was hilarious because you were here whenever we talked about this story. Teenager trying to retrieve his hat has head punted off by a Batman roller coaster.
Oh, it was a Batman roller
It was the
coaster?
Batman roller coaster.
Isn't that the one where you're dangling like your legs are? Oh my god!
Somebody kicked his head off.
That's scary enough as
He
it
jumped
is.
the fences, the restricted area fences, to pick his hat up that he lost during the ride, and in doing so,
Looked up.
he got his hat, but the fucking roller coaster came by and kicked his head off. So yeah, he got punted by Batman.
Oh man, this is a little fucked up, but I want to share it with everybody because it is pretty
We
entertaining.
enjoy fucked up things here at Jive Turkeys.
As we have just proved over and over 5 times at least.
You guys will love this. Everybody go look this up on YouTube. I saw footage. It has to be in like the 50s or 60s. It's black and white footage of these scientists that cut off a dog's head, and they have all these...
They were Russian scientists.
Oh, they're Russians?
Yes, it
yeah,
was
they have
Russian
the dog's
footage.
head alive, like on Mars Attacks. Like whenever...
I don't know this video.
Have you
I
ever
actually-
seen Mars Attacks?
Yeah,
Where they
I
have the
have.
woman's heads cut off and like it's attached to the little machine with all the blood pumping into her and shit. It was basically that, but with a dog.
What?
And it worked. Like the dog head was perfectly alive.
Well, alright, here's
When
the
was
thing on
this?
that. I saw the same footage and I was amazed by it, and so I decided to do a little research on it, and I found out that it was actually propaganda footage.
Oh, wow.
That the Soviet Union put out back in, I don't remember which, I think it was during the Cold War years when they came out.
That makes sense.
They put that footage out, and it was supposed to kind of bolster their troops and their little communist buddies to say, hey, we can keep you alive even if you die. We'll never die. And it kind of
Communism never dies.
yeah.
I
It was
get
kind
you
of like
now.
that. And it was propaganda footage. It was that psyops or whatever.
So the dog probably didn't live past what they filmed.
It was.
They turned off the machine as soon as the camera went off.
It lived long enough, Fido, he have a good run. It's okay.
This one time he chewed my slippers, so I'm gonna turn it off now.
We get new dog
But
next week.
that footage is very interesting. It's extremely.
That's an
unique footage,
interesting
yeah.
anecdote you just shared because I never knew the history behind it.
Yeah, well, I like you saw the video and was kind of amazed by it, and so I had the same question. I wonder if it's real. So I did a little digging and eventually found some links on the internet. We know how
The internet can lie to us.
Yeah.
so it might be real.
So, have any of you guys ever felt like you maybe have, been here before? in the sense,
Deja vu.
I've been to your house plenty of times.
like on the earth, should I say, like almost like reincarnation, like
So not
Like a
deja
past
vu.
life almost.
yes, like you felt like you've had a past life.
If I did, I really can't recall it. I've heard people talk about stuff like that. I don't know how far to really take it.
How about you?
I scoured the coasts of England fighting the Saxons.
That's pretty
No,
awesome.
I don't
That would be a pretty cool past life, just drinking mead and killing a bunch of other Europeans.
In the name of
Almost. Oh shit. Valhalla!
Yeah,
There you go.
There we go.
So yeah, I found this list, 9 signs that your child may be a reincarnated soul.
Whoa.
Thought it'd be interesting to read it and see what you guys think, because I know you mentioned sometimes like things that feel like deja vu almost, but you've never actually done it before, or seen things like or seen pictures that make you.
Skeptics need not apply. Go away.
We don't like skeptics.
We like open minds, so go away.
So as a child, did you ever exhibit any kind of adult-like behavior? Like
What constitutes adult-like behavior?
acting in a way that's beyond the years of a child,
Just like, not like all the way around, but just like maybe one mature aspect.
or something that's more geared towards an elderly person that they would do than a younger person.
I think my vocabulary was really good for my age.
Yeah,
I don't know if that
but
counts.
going off of that, your mother is a
teacher.
Yep. So
And-
that doesn't really count
Yeah,
for
and
much.
I'm same background as you, so
Yep.
kind of.
Yeah, I don't really think I had anything that really set me apart from any kids in that respect.
That's cool. I mean, I wasn't trying to put you on the spot.
No,
or
I
anything.
just answering the question.
Gotcha. Specific past life memories, like very vivid memories of back in the day when you were yet who you are.
I've had dreams, but I don't know if I would call it memories.
Or well, maybe it counts. I don't know.
No, I'll just say no. I could go into it, but I'd be straying off topic.
See, the lady here, she says supposedly reincarnated kids that she's interviewed say things like, I was on the train, or I used to be such and such.
Whoa.
Yeah.
They also watched a lot of Disney movies.
Probably.
The train, I was on the train.
And like you look into their history a little bit further and find out they watched Thomas a lot as a kid.
Yeah.
It was on the train, Mommy. I have no idea where he gets this from.
He keeps talking about a man named George. George Carlin? Who is this man? Was he his father in a past life?
Where did you learn those words? Thomas taught me.
Fucking dang old train.
He keeps talking about a man named Sam Kinison. Fuck!
Such a great guy, man. Like
yeah.
he died after like a car accident, but he got out and made sure everybody in the accident was like cool, and then he died.
You know what's kind of weird about Sam Kinison? I feel like the Sam Kinison that we know, his technical birth and death was caused by a car accident, and I'll elaborate why. When he was real young, like he went to church all the time. He was very
Well, he was a
holy.
preacher
Yeah,
before he became a comedian.
I heard that. I wasn't really sure
Yeah.
though. Anyway, he got in a car accident and suffered some kind of traumatic head injury, and they say when he came out of it, he was just a different person. He's just more foul, very energetic, very creative, just swore a lot, and, of course we all know how he died.
The devil got in him.
The devil got in him. The
So
devil! He was driving that car!
another sign is traumatic memories. You ever had any traumatic memories?
Not
So
necessarily.
yes, most of the kids that they interviewed, they claimed they were somebody else in a past life having traumatic memories of a violent death. One example is a child who told her mother she remembered being in a 1995 Oklahoma City bombing, which happened years
Whoa.
before she was born. Like she knew intimate
About it.
details about it. Is it possible? Who knows? Uncanny knowledge of other languages.
Nope.
You know what? I don't have any experience with it, but I've looked a little bit into things like this before, and I've heard of one girl who just, I don't know, claimed that she was an Egyptian in her past life, and she could do all this, or could read like cuneiform and stuff.
Sumerian.
Nice. No, not like that, but you know what I mean, like
Sanskrit.
Yeah, like hieroglyphs and.
It's a dead language. How do you know that?
I'm not really educated in that field.
Because it's a dead language, you can say whatever you want, and no one can dispute you.
Oh man, can I touch on something just real quick? No, never mind. Fuck it.
You can touch on it, but you gotta be willing to suffer the consequences of touching it.
Like while we're talking about dead,
homoerotic really fast.
Yeah.
When we're talking about like dead languages we can't understand, I've got to bring up Robert Tilton. Who, if you don't know who Robert Tilton is, he's a he was really big in the 90s. He was an evangelist preacher on television that apparently made more money than both Michael Jackson and Madonna combined.
Jesus. Yeah.
He was one of those, send your money to me. I'm going to translate straight from the Lord. Hernando de Soto, Nosada de Soto, Hernando de Soto. And I'm thinking, Hernando de Soto, wasn't he like a Spanish explorer?
Probably.
He doesn't really expect me to buy this, does he? But it all goes back to, it's a dead language. Robert Tilton can say anything, and apparently you'll buy it.
Apparently. Their example of this is a 6-year-old child who translated the words of Hitler while watching a video of him, but none of his relatives or anybody around him ever spoke German.
Did he have access to the internet?
A 6-year-old?
6-year-old.
6-year-olds are getting smarter.
Yeah, but even if a 6-year-old knew who Hitler was, which they probably do because they teach that in school, I don't think they would like know that much. I mean, you'd really have to be a history buff to know what Hitler was talking about at like this certain speech and that certain speech. And that's pretty crazy.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I don't know. Night terrors.
That's pretty common in a lot of people, especially small children.
I think that's more of a, from what I understand about night terrors, also known as sleep paralysis, that's more of a subconscious and psychological thing than. I mean, I guess you could look at it that way, but I've experienced a lot of those in my.
I had a few, yeah.
Yeah.
I had a few as well.
I remember one time, Sam, when we were a lot younger, you stayed over at my house one time and had like a crazy one, and you had to go home in like the middle of the night. You just would not stay there.
I must have really repressed that because I don't even remember that.
I remember that you were freaking out, and
I know my
parents took him home at like 3 a.m.
Are you shitting me?
No, I remember.
Whoa.
That.
That's scary, dude.
Uncovering secrets here on Jive
Yeah,
Turkeys.
it was really late.
That's scary, dude. I don't even remember that.
It was you stayed over for my birthday one year.
I remember I'd been there a couple of times. Like, I don't know.
It was probably like 2nd or 3rd grade.
The only night terror I can really remember from, I guess, around that age was asleep as always, as one would expect. And I was just thrashing like my whole body was just convulsing on the bed, just like boom, boom, boom. And I'm screaming, ah, ah. And my mom came in. Next thing I know, she's shaking me like, what the hell's the matter with you? And everything was fine.
I had one dream one time where I fell asleep on my grandparents' couch, and my grandparents have these 2 porcelain old people, like an older man and an older woman, on a bench,
like dolls,
like a giant porcelain doll. Not really giant, but like a good size,
like the size of a toddler.
Yeah, like a good middle ground. But they were sitting on this bench, and I had fallen asleep laying on my side on the couch. When I was going to sleep, I could see the dolls, but whenever I quote-unquote woke up in my sleep paralysis, I watched as one of them, the dude, got up and pulled an axe out of nowhere and started like stumbling towards me, like almost kind of like the puppets.
Puppet
Master.
Oh,
it was almost kind of like it was
dude.
like it was very
That's
sadistic,
scary.
and I couldn't move, I couldn't anything, I couldn't scream, and then I woke up, and then it was fucking terrible, dude.
Oh my
god! But I remember that being one of the scariest moments of my life.
That's some ultimate nightmare fuel right there.
It was terrible.
Yeah,
So yeah,
what
I never
happens-
fell asleep at my grandparents' house again.
The way this happens though is when your body goes to sleep, occasionally something else will kind of wake you up, but your body is still asleep, and the part of your brain that keeps basically runs your dreams is still active, but your body's still asleep, so you can't move. And so if you open your eyes, you can actually see all this like crazy stuff that's in your subconscious. And that's how kind of how night terrors work. I'm not a doctor, so these are not all the right terms.
These are all educated statements.
This is just a generalization of how it works.
I know
It's
very
very similar to like if you don't sleep for days on end, you start hallucinating.
Oh yeah,
yes.
fuck
That's
that.
it's the same kind of thing. You were gonna say? Sorry.
I have nothing to contribute.
What's it called when you can control your dreams?
Lucid dreaming.
Lucid dreaming. You can.
That's hard to do.
You can train
No,
yourself.
to train, yeah,
Oh,
it's,
yeah.
it's kind of difficult.
You can train yourself to lucid dream, and what you can also. One of the techniques is
Look at your right hand.
well, no, just laying down and closing your eyes, but trying to keep your brain active without moving at all. And after a certain period of time, your body will go to sleep. And then from that point on, you can actually lucid dream.
That's awesome.
But if you open your eyes, you can have like a night terror sort of episode.
I wouldn't want to open my
Yeah.
eyes for
I would
that.
not purposely subject myself to that.
Yeah, it's
I might try the lucid dreaming technique. I've heard of methods where, like, you can even practice it, when you're awake. Just look at your right hand. Like, they teach you to do that. Because if you're conscious enough in your dream that you can say, okay, I'm going to look at my right hand, then you can say, well, I'm going to fly, or I'm going to, just whatever you want to do.
Well,
or I'm going to fuck some bitch, or just, it's how crazy it can get.
I know Becca actually can lucid dream, and it's crazy. She can control her dreams because she's told me on several occasions what she calls rewinding her dreams. Like if her dream is going in a certain way that she doesn't want it to do, she can stop and go back, like actually rewind.
like one of those books where it tells you to turn to a certain page.
Yeah,
and if you don't like your results, just go back and make it different.
Basically, but she's
Choice,
and it's happened a lot more than I can count. But yeah, she can lucid dream, and she didn't have to train herself; it just naturally happened.
Sometimes one of the things that could possibly cause the night terrors is just for a little bit of background information on how you get to one of those lucid dreaming states intentionally. You can set like an alarm clock or something to wake you up about an hour into your sleep cycle.
Wait, does it interrupt your?
It basically
your REM sleep.
right. Well, your sleep is on a cycle. The REM sleep, and I think REM starts to activate an hour and a half in. And you can set an alarm to interrupt your sleep cycle about an hour in. And then what you do is you turn the alarm off and then you lay back down but try to keep your brain active while not moving your body at all. And that's how you can get into the lucid dreaming state. But what will sometimes happen for children or people who aren't really aware of
Even
about
what's
sleep
going on.
paralysis, something will happen, like, just a little sound outside the house or something can jar you just enough to wake you up a little bit. Like, sometimes if people wake up in the middle of the night, it's probably something happened outside, or
Like a car going down the road,
Or like a roommate closes a door in the hallway.
Right, and it can jar you just enough to wake you up a little bit. And something like that can actually induce an episode like that if it wakes up your brain enough to where you open your eyes but your body's still not fully active. And that's where the paralysis part comes from, where you feel like you can't move your body.
That makes sense, and the only way I can say why is, like, when you're dreaming, it's almost like an altered state of consciousness, which technically it is, because DMT is what produces dreams. And whenever you travel to that altered state of consciousness, you want to completely let go, or you basically do completely let go of what's here in this physical life, and you're going to this, subconscious dream. But whenever you have that outside interference, like that noise, the bump in the hallway, the car down the road, it brings you back to the real world just enough.
But you're still not attached to your body
Right.
quite enough, yeah.
And shit can get crazy.
Yeah, that's in a nutshell how it works.
Yep. So that was a nice topic.
Fun and educational.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, it's something I know we've actually discussed outside
A lot, yeah.
And had
I've
a lot
had
of similar experiences.
I personally have had a lot of those sort of episodes. I didn't really have them when I was younger, and they say that when you're not aware of how it works, you're less likely to have them. But after you learn how it works, you'll probably have
You'd
more,
be more susceptible
or at least,
to it.
The way I think it may work
more
is
aware.
yeah, you're more aware of when it happens, and so as soon as it's over with, you can calm down a little easier.
Right.
And but after I learned about how that works and what they actually are,
He
I
immediately had one.
I started having them more often, not like every night or every week or even like that, but every once in a while it'll happen, and I wake up and usually you get like a fight or flight sort of response from a dream, an episode like that, and I wake up adrenaline pumping, ready to go, and I'm just like trying to calm down and get back to sleep.
So you're more of a I'm gonna stand and I'm gonna beat the shit out of whoever's fucking with me, but like for some reason mine is always flight.
Yeah.
But I can never move, so then I get even more afraid. So it's terrible.
This is a little fucked up, but have either of you ever had a dream where, like, I don't know, you're driving a car and it's the middle of the night and you run over like a guy on the side of the road and you're trying to get rid of the body, and you're freaking out, or
I've never
just
had a dream
something
like
like
that.
that. I've had a couple like that.
How many people
My
have you hit,
girlfriend,
Sam?
I have a weird. Wait, go on.
My girlfriend had a dream like that either yesterday or the day before, and she was telling me about it.
It's like you're so relieved when you finally wake up. It's just like.
I did have a dream though one time. It was about me and Tyson. We actually carried guns to school one day, and we had to. It was part of like initiation to some club. We had.
What?
Oh my
God! We had to.
I don't know if you can say this on mic because I don't want to be under some sort of
No,
law.
this didn't really happen. It was a dream.
Yeah,
so
this is true.
take it as you whatever. But we had to kill somebody.
Wait, real quick, let me just give some background just for anybody who might hear this. Jacob is not a violent individual, and he has never been a violent individual.
I'm a very passive
ever
person.
even had violent tendencies. He's an extremely passive person.
He's very
Continue
kind.
with your dream, Jacob.
So here's what happened though. It was like one of those Inception 2-tier dreams
Oh,
where
Lord.
me and Tyson had the gun.
We have to go deeper.
I remembered the fucking feel of the gun in my pocket of my hoodie, and me, like, both of us kind of sweating and nervous because we had these guns at school and we had to shoot somebody, but then it somehow went, we had to kill somebody for like some kind of initiation. So we
Circle G ain't got shit on Jacob, boy.
with a
Calabasas.
with a square case up in this bitch, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, somehow we went from being in the classroom on top of a roof in a gunfight with some guys on the other roof. I don't know how. I don't know how this happened, but we were shooting at them. But we wound up shooting one guy, and it turned out to be like a big deal. So then I'm sitting in class, and I'm fucking like nervous as shit because we had to split. You had to go to another class. So I feel this gun in my hoodie. I feel this gun in my hoodie, and I'm fucking just nervous as shit. And apparently for some reason the TV is on, and the TV is playing Soulja Boy. No one else can hear it but me. So I start singing the song. It's
Soulja Boy promoting violence.
some
in
dude,
schools.
and then some guy behind me
Soulja
smacks me
Boy,
and goes,
tell
"Dude, can you stop singing? You're really loud." And I'm trying to study.
And then you shot him.
No, but then I woke up. Kind of.
But you were still in another dream.
It was another dream, and I was like,
crank that
I was like,
Columbine.
I was like, motherfucker, I can feel that fucking. And I rushed to my hoodie that was like on the chair or something, and I felt the gun in my hoodie.
Oh,
and I was like, motherfucker. Then I woke up for real, and then
you checked your hoodie.
then I
That's
checked
a
my hoodie,
scary
but it
feeling.
wasn't there. So yeah, I had the whole dream. I thought I'd killed somebody.
Man,
It was a fucked up dream, dude. That was a bad night.
like, in a way, yeah, I get where those dreams are super fucked up, but in retrospect, some of them are really cool. Like, Oh man, I've got two that I just want to share. Like, this to me, like, yeah, it was fucked up, but after I woke up, it seemed really cool just because of how realistic it was. You know how we usually have two parades, like the homecoming parade and the Christmas parade? Well, in my dream, it was just so real. It was the Christmas parade, and I was at the Kangaroo gas station right by my house. It's a cold winter night, and, like, the parade's going down 90, and all these people are out on the streets. And from a distance in the sky, I see this flying saucer come up, and straight from the middle of the flying saucer, a purple beam of iridescent light comes down. It hits the ground, and it's just like a flash. It just goes, and people, like, from the center of the beam outward, like, it expands. They just literally dematerialize, like, broke down all these billions of little bitty particles. Like, you could see their skeletons, like, it just, like, literally, people's skin was turning into sand almost. And I looked down at my hands, and they're, like, breaking apart, like, slowly as I'm...
So it was
scary as fuck, but I woke up, like, right then, and it was... I don't know.
Raiders of the Lost Ark meets the Mummy.
Basically...
Shit, that's creepy.
Just how detailed it was blew me away. The other one, I was walking home, and I got almost home. I was passing the apartments, I can't remember what they're called, Cypress Point or something like that. We might have to bleep that out. But anyway, I was passing Cypress Point, and there's two roads, like, I don't know, one's right in front of me by the hospital. This one was super realistic too, and another one right behind me. I'm walking up the street, and a carload full of some type of gang members pull up in front of me and, like, block off the road. They all have, like, Uzis, AKs, just crazy automatic weapons.
Turns out
and
Sam is Bruce Willis.
I turn around, and the police pull up in a huge SWAT team van, and all the gang guys get out, and all the police get out, and the police are, like, launching off gas grenades.
Right in the middle of them?
I'm right in the middle, and I just want to go home. And I'm like, the fucking gang guys are shooting at the police, and the police have fucking smoke grenades, and I've got my shirt pulled over my face, like, running, you know, head ducked.
Like that's gonna help.
Yeah, like, that's gonna stop tear gas.
That's gonna stop a mortar shell.
That's gonna stop some gunfire.
God, that sucks, man.
Oddly enough, I actually made it out of all that in the dream.
Because it's a dream, of course, you can't die.
Well, you would have woke up if you...
Like, but usually you wake up during something like that, and you're just like...
Well, you got shot, but you woke up. You didn't realize it. You got shot, but you didn't realize it, and you woke up. You got shot in the back. You thought you got away.
At least it wasn't like a Freddy Krueger thing, like I woke up and, I'm
you
okay.
Had a gunshot wound.
Yeah.
Your sheets are covered in blood.
Mom! Somebody
If she comes in, she's blowing the smoke out of a barrel. She's like, the fuck you want to bother me with this time, huh? I thought you learned.
I shouldn't have been shit-talking those Circle G boys.
Alright, so, I know we... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Well, you had a dream one time about being a wolf, was it?
Yeah, that was more of a, that was a weird dream. No, I mean, like, it was almost like an out-of-body experience type dream, because I remember specifically running across fields where I live, like, detailed, like, I know where they were, going down the road, like, up over the overpass, like I'm running at full speed, but I'm like, I in the body of a wolf for some reason.
That's really cool. Maybe that's your spirit animal.
He's got Native American heritage, by the way. So.
I guess.
A little bit.
Don't
you? Are you?
Yeah, a little bit.
Cherokee or something?
I'm some Cherokee. I'm mostly Italian.
It's good enough.
Mostly Italian. I think
you have
a Stromboli eating wolf.
So do you feed your wolf? Some pasta. He's pretty cool. He's like, whatever.
You know, he eats a calzone on occasion. Some lasagna.
It's like I leave a cannoli out for the wolves. But yeah, it was a really strange dream because I remember like breathing, like panting.
Whoa.
And it's really weird. But yeah, like I was basically a wolf in that dream. It was just weird how everything was detailed. It felt like I was going down the road. Like I was going where I lived, through fields and everything I've been through before. And it was really strange.
You that told me that? I don't know if it was you. It might have been somebody else that had a dream like that. And they told me when they woke up they had dirt on their feet.
I think that was in a movie.
Was it?
Probably.
Okay, that's a...
That sounds like Insidious.
That was... That movie. Okay,
So yeah, let's go back to the point that we strayed off for like 30
for like a
minutes.
half hour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was, another sign that a child may be a reincarnated soul. Advanced skills, like a child prodigy, almost like they have skills that are just like
Okay.
that's pretty cool for a kid.
Jimmy Neutron.
Like they're
Copyright Nickelodeon.
yeah, like they're just natural at something.
Like that kid that's like a virtuoso at like the guitar
Yeah.
that was on the news. He's
Okay.
like 8 maybe. Another thing, morbid drawings of their own death.
Huh.
Some people have that have
Sam? I remember some drawings when we were young.
Not of my own death.
Well,
though.
I think we've all drawn stuff
That's
like that. That's
different.
kind of morbid.
Thanks for throwing me under the bus on that one, Tyson. Now you guys
Oh
see
my
why we're all
God.
perfect tens.
Oh my god.
I wasn't like, here's me face down in a ditch. here's me buried under a house.
Here's me, my headless torso and my head in the lion's mouth. We should never went to the zoo. That was a bad field trip.
I remember lions and being decapitated. And I've lived in Caesar's time.
Some of the kids,
Gladiator.
apparently were
Russell.
in on the Titanic, and one of them draws pictures of the boat sinking
Okay.
and like
Did
very
they know
very.
where the ocean, was it the ruby of the ocean?
I don't know.
Star, sapphire. Oh.
We're gonna use some
Whatever.
kid that's
Yeah.
has like an yeah. Anyways, another one. Memories of the period between lives.
Huh?
You
would
mean
that
like
work?
Between lives, like the kind of like I guess like in the ectoplasmic.
like a
whatever.
transition from
like
their
a
past life to this life?
yeah, that's a good one.
You know
Like,
what? I
in
don't
the,
know.
in the ether.
I don't know how to quite explain it, but I've almost gotten that feeling sometimes. Like maybe if there was a past life, I can retrace right up until that or right up to that transition.
So you got
So
some.
far, I exhibit none of these qualities, though. So I probably haven't been anybody in a past life, but I do definitely get that eerie vibe.
Actually,
Think about
some of us, like the children, believe that they were someone else in a previous existence. Sometimes the vivid memories of the in-between stage, as in the soul transferring in between another body. They tell their parents they saw them through a window in heaven before they were born. Like they actually saw their parents before they were born into their parents.
It's insane.
That's pretty
A
creepy.
window in heaven. No, they need to read the myth of Ur.
Not really heaven as a sense, but heaven as
Stars.
Were you there
As
when
whatever.
they built the window to heaven?
Creators.
and finally they talk about their earlier about the earlier mother, or they talk about their parents from a past life.
Right.
So yeah, so I think we've figured out that we are absolutely not any of those things.
We're not reincarnated.
We're not reincarnated. We are not Snoop Lion's new album
No.
at all.
What a great album, though.
I liked it. I think it was good.
I mean, yeah, it's
It had a lot of interesting sounds. You could definitely see where the hip hop elements were, but it was something completely different than what he normally did. So it was enjoyable to listen to.
I was a little iffy on some of his guest spots, but even they did pretty good. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, I don't really like Drake, but I mean, the song Drake was on was great. I think, like, because they were actually singing, if there would have been, like, I don't
Rapping.
know. Yeah, and it's not that I'm against rap, because I do like rap, but
Does Drake have any songs about getting shot?
I don't think so. I think he just,
like
like...
he did on Degrassi.
Because he really needs to have at least one song about how he got shot and was
But
in
he's
a
rapping
wheelchair.
in the wheelchair
Yeah.
from Degrassi.
Drake, if you're listening to this is going to be your new hit single, man. You got to follow up.
Please, dude.
Got to follow up on this.
You know what?
I'll actually like Drake if
he did that?
If he did a song like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
He's too busy having sex with Rihanna. Who cares?
Whatever. Do what you gotta do.
So it's time once again for True Headlines.
Yes.
All right, your first headline here: Man uses forklift to steal Twix from a vending machine.
That's awesome. Did he like lift it up and shake it, or did he
Yes.
punch a hole in the front?
No,
with a
he lifted it
forks?
up and dropped it several
Awesome.
times. See, a man from Iowa had lost his job and unemployment benefits for using a forklift to get a candy bar from a malfunctioning vending machine.
Damn.
A forklift to get a candy bar.
Sucks he lost his unemployment though.
What's it called when you use too much force?
Excessive.
That had to be the sweetest
Overkill?
candy bar he ever tasted.
Yeah, it's kind of like overkill. I can't remember.
Like, I bet after he got fired, he just kind of stared at that candy bar and took a bite.
It's just me and you now.
Yep.
It actually happened last year in the fall when this happened.
Wow.
Let's see. The alleged he wanted some candy, so he deposited $1 in a vending machine for a 90-cent Twix bar. But the candy bar got snagged on the hook and wouldn't fall. He banged it and rocked it, but that didn't work. So the record states he commandeered a forklift.
Commandeered. He wasn't even a forklift operator.
I guess not.
Just
The
got a
word
hold
the
of
word
one.
they use, he commandeered a forklift.
That means he stole it.
So he picked up the machine at least 6 times and dropped it about 2 feet onto the concrete floor.
Wow.
And 3 candy bars came out.
Awesome. So he got 3 times what he paid for.
Yeah, and the fun of dropping a vending machine from a forklift.
Yeah. Hey, just gotta put in a little extra work sometimes to get what you want.
What's that show on History Channel where the guy basically just destroys shit and explains how it works? Like, he'll be like, okay, here's a washing machine. I'm going to take this high-powered saw, cut it in half, and look at all the parts.
I don't know.
That's a great show.
Sounds
That
fun.
sounds awesome. I need to get TV.
How do I not?
It's great. It's
How
on
have I
History
not heard
Channel.
of
I
this
can't
show?
remember what it's called, but
I
I wish I could. I would totally pimp that show right now because it's definitely worth everybody's time.
Yeah, they fired him 5 days after the incident. He said he never lifted the thing and dropped the vending machine. But yeah, he did use the forklift to move the machine back in place. So why would you need to move it back in place if you didn't do anything to jeopardize the position? And if you did move
Well,
it,
what if he noticed the vending machine was out of place and he's not strong enough?
that's
why he got fired,
Why
because
would
he's
he
not
be?
strong
Why
enough.
would he be inclined to move a vending machine back to its original position after it took his $1 and didn't give him his candy bar?
Because he's trying to keep his job.
Exactly.
Fuck that vending machine.
It's called not getting caught.
So,
It was like that when I found it.
So the accused was quoted by saying, "That machine was trouble. They fired me, and now I hear they have all new vending machines there."
Wow. Wow.
That's what's
That's
up.
terrible. I bet that's what they spend his unemployment money on. They're just like, yeah,
vending
fuck
machines.
this. We need new vending machines. We need to stock them too. Fuck this guy. He doesn't need employment.
Who cares? So the second headline. Here we are. Alien abductee arrested for child pornography.
Oh God. Here we go.
Anybody ever heard of Stan Romanek?
No.
Nope. Don't want to
he's
either.
He's apparently a big UFO guy in the big in the UFO community. He actually, there's a video on YouTube that he has where he claims he found an alien peering into his window. He has evidence.
Sleep paralysis.
I almost thought it was somebody else, but I'm thinking of Whitley Strieber,
Yeah,
the guy
that's
who
him.
wrote you know that book I'm talking about. They turned it into a movie with Christopher Walken. Never mind.
I don't remember.
It's an alien movie.
Anyways, he's been arrested on charges of sexual exploitation.
He was arrested.
For sexual exploitation of a child. This is in Colorado. He's 51 years old. He'd been the subject of a long-term investigation that began with a search warrant in April of 2013.
So let me guess.
Is it illegal if the aliens made him do it?
That's I was just about to say.
He didn't-
That's where this is going. I can already tell.
He should just go for that defense. I mean, he has no other defense other than that.
He could plead insanity.
Well, here's what they said.
Well, I mean, he would claim the aliens made him do it, but his lawyer would plead insanity for him.
That's
Right.
perfect, but he didn't do that because he's not that smart.
Also,
His
it would
lawyer ought to be.
invalidate all the research he's tried to put forth so far. So if he was any kind of scientist or journalist or something like this, nobody's gonna read his shit after that, which they probably won't now anyway. I don't
Or
blame
somebody pinned it all on him.
them. Yeah, hey, stuff
Boy,
like
that's
that
Because
happens.
he's getting too close.
That's what he's getting to here. Their point they were trying to make was, see, they're getting him under possession of 20 images of child pornography. From what they say is that he never had that on his computer. That somebody hacked into his computer and placed the images there as a way to, bury him.
Ancient aliens.
So he was
government covering up ancient aliens.
he was getting too close. Yeah.
Ancient astronaut theorists believe.
We need some Del Gribble sound effects. Okay.
Hank! I can't do his voice that well.
It's all right.
We need Mike Judge. Does Mike Judge do his voice?
No.
Only Hank.
Some other guy does it.
Only
He does
Hank
Hank
can
and
do somebody.
Boomhauer.
Beef somebody.
He does Boomhauer too.
I can believe that.
I'm talking about
Man.
Mike Judge was in one of the old Jackass episodes.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, it was.
Which
They
one?
were putting baby powder in, I think, Steve-O's butt, and
That sounds about
they
right.
they got Mike Judge to do. They had one of those little air things that you use on like a forge. To
build fire.
Oh,
to
yeah,
fire.
yeah.
Yeah, and they were pumping air into Steve-O's butt, and they put baby powder in there, and then he farted it out, and some got on Mike Judge's face. It was awesome.
But yeah, so he's claiming that that somebody just put it there, that he didn't really have it.
It's believable.
So whatever. Who cares?
What is it with people like that? Like I mean, yeah, I do believe in aliens, but I mean, some people just take it way too far. What is it with the UFO, what's the word I'm
Community?
looking for? No, not community, because they're not all that
Abductees.
bad. Fanatics. There we go. What is it with like the UFO fanatics that usually leads to child pornography? Because
Because this happened more than
Didn't
once.
L. Ron Hubbard, the guy that Scientology is based off of, didn't he used to fuck a bunch of kids on a boat, like a houseboat or something like that?
L. Ron Hubbard,
Yeah.
founder of Scientology, is also quoted as saying religion is one of the greatest ways of making lots of money.
Hey, he lived by his own
And
words.
there you
Yeah, just put that out there.
These are facts, people.
Also paraphrasing, heavy paraphrasing.
Yeah, but
Heavy paraphrase
people can look
facts.
this up. I mean, it's
Heavily paraphrasing.
that's how we should live with this podcast.
And this was Jive Turkeys with heavily paraphrased facts.
So, and here's our final headline that might make question your breakfast habits. Baby poop used to make healthier sausage.
Oh no. Wait, how are they getting
Okay.
the baby poop? No, wait, that's what I want to figure out is how are they getting the baby poop?
Well,
It's-
babies poop it out and then they get it.
I mean, are they digging through the trash? Okay, here's a diaper, let's see what we can find. Or
No.
do they have, this one baby strapped up to, a machine,
They hire
just force feeding him?
they hire
Make him
UFO.
shit?
It's nothing like that.
They hire
It's not that terrible.
They hire UFO abductees to go steal babies and farm poop.
You couldn't picture, a baby, strapped up like they do the cows when they're milking the cows
Oh,
to this
that's
machine.
awful.
Except it's, one sucker up to his ass.
Oh my god!
They're,
I
force
think
feeding
this is
the baby.
illegal to talk about.
This isn't illegal, it's all
Just
hypothetical.
squeezing the baby's stomach, just making it all come out.
I'm no longer in this conversation.
No, it's actually not baby poop.
Sounds
but
like
it's
cries of pain to you, but to me it sounds like money. Sounds like better sausage.
He just went from 10 to 11.
Oh, he's pushing 13, I would think.
Oh, too bad Jason's
This,
not here.
Jason, you should have stayed away from the muffin factory this week, man. You really
Muffin
missed
factories,
out.
man. Anyways, a team in Spain is they're trying to create healthier sausage, and they're using a probiotic bacteria that is commonly found in baby poop.
Okay, so they're just using baby.
Yeah, they're not technically
ingredients.
using baby poop itself.
Why don't we just
it's
go
just
back-
the material in baby poop.
Why don't we
Baby
just
poop
take the...
ingredients.
We should just take, the
It's like the raw
raw baby food, like Gerber baby food, and use that. Just track it back to the source. Because that's essentially all it is.
Why don't we just eat
digest
baby food for breakfast?
That would make sense. Then we can make our own sausage.
Gerber makes more money. We get healthier. Everybody lives longer.
Yeah. That company is quoted as saying bacteria from baby poop can help make delicious sausages, which could transform savory meats into health foods, much like probiotic yogurts, according to new research. So
we don't eat meats to be healthier. We eat them to be stronger.
We eat them to be Americans.
Yeah, that's it.
America.
Fuck yeah. So yeah, it's a low fat, low salt version of sausage, basically. But
why would you want a low salt version of sausage? That sounds awful.
Essentially, the person that would be eating sausage would not care about.
So it's for vegan. It's vegan sausage.
Not really, because there's still sausage. Like there's still like meat.
That's
in
not
it.
what we're gonna tell
And
the
what I don't
vegans.
get, I'm about to take 13 to 14. What I don't get is if vegans are against eating anything that comes from an animal, and humans are technically mammals, aka animals. We're a form of an animal. We're just a highly intelligent animal. Then they are breaking their own beliefs, because isn't shit like something that comes from an animal?
Okay.
I
mean, they don't drink milk. No, they don't drink milk. They don't
eat
eat
honey.
cheese.
They don't eat anything that's
Yeah,
harmful.
they don't eat anything that
animal.
comes from an animal. Basically.
byproduct.
Yeah.
Here's a question that I pose to all vegans. Do you live in a house? Because if you do, you're displacing thousands of animals.
I mean, like,
Fair enough.
Yeah, and animals have died or been without their habitat because of your comfort. So just shut up already. Please shut up and go away.
I think that message needs to be directed towards society, not just vegans in general, but just everybody.
Everybody, just
don't
shut up.
get me wrong. I'm perfectly fine with displacing animals. I'm just saying that they're all hypocrites. That's all I'm saying.
Well, in most cases, everything has some sort of
We're
displacing
humans.
fact that
We're
will make
humans.
them a hypocrite.
Humans rule the world, not animals. Animals.
They have to deal with it. The fact that
Humans-
we're just better than they are.
Yeah, they should bow down to us.
Think about this.
And
Haven't we talked about
Yes,
this
we have.
before?
If an alien...
Every episode you're on, we somehow get into our human supremacy. All I know
Here's
is
something
if they're nice to me, I might let them use my Wi-Fi. That's all I'm saying.
All I want is for the humans to all unite. That's all I want.
Like, if you were...
Push aside the hate.
Imagine being an alien, you have
Well,
no concept
I don't know
of
about
humans or how people act, and you're watching the Earth. You're watching the Earth from your spaceship, and you see all this stuff. You see all kinds of life forms, everything from little bitty amoebas to trees to tigers and lions to bears and dogs. And then you see this other species, humans. And it just seems happens. Yeah, they're basically the cancer of the world, because everywhere the humans go, that's where the water gets poisoned, that's where all the animals die, that's where all the trees get cut down. It's almost like... that's exactly what it's like. It would be like looking under a microscope and injecting some kind of harmful parasite onto some kind of substrate and watch it slowly eat away piece by piece. Humans are due the ultimate karma cleansing. We just don't know it yet.
So what do you do? What do you do if you're that extraterrestrial species and you're intelligent?
Wipe them out.
Why not? All right.
No, I'm kidding. I would just stay the fuck away from that place.
Here, let's look at it from a different
I'd
perspective.
be like, I'm gonna go to a different planet.
If you're combing the galaxy, exploring and stuff, you're probably already thinking, you're the ruler of the galaxy. Why wouldn't you try to recognize the intelligence in this species and give them weapons, and then let them, get up to your level, and then have a big space battle to see who's the greatest?
I think if a being was
Or at the very least, just watch them until they get to your level, and then have a big
If
space
aliens
battle.
were Vikings, basically.
that's what it would be like.
They're Conan, and they're searching for a giant fight.
All I want is for humans to become space Vikings. That's all I want.
What is Valhalla? Well, ancient astronaut theorists believe mead was directly linked to extraterrestrial piss.
Odin,
and semen.
please help us. Just get us to space, Odin. Okay, so what were we talking about?
I don't think we were talking about anything.
Okay. End of the episode.
I think that about wraps it up. Do you guys have
We
anything
need to
you want
have
to talk about?
I don't know. I don't have anything specific to talk about, but we need just like one little thing to wrap it up, like one more dumb kind of conversation, like even if it doesn't really hold.
Like we're
Just
having
something
right now.
funny. No, like this is boring. Like what we're. I mean, us trying to figure out something's boring, but just something dumb, something
So,
funny.
robots having anal sex, would they need some kind of lubricant, like WD-40 maybe?
I would think
Or
so.
motor oil would
Would
probably
motor oil work?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
So if you-
Why anal? If robots had buttholes,
Because-
what's the purpose of a butthole for a robot?
I'll-
Because they don't consume.
I'll tell you why
That's
they
where the
have
exhaust
anus.
comes from.
Because the vagina on the female robot has too much of a it's got a fucked up
It's
pH
too
balance.
cluttered.
It
It's
will
too cluttered.
It will rust. It will rust the metal.
It oxidates.
Exactly.
It oxidizes the robot's penis.
So we have
An
to.
oxidated robot Vah-Jay-Jay.
and it's
Ugh.
that's where the toxic fumes from running a female robot come out of. And if anything were to enter in, it tends to get a little dicey.
Don't hit that or you'll get lockjaw.
So,
Oh god. That's awesome.
and with that sound effect, this is the Jive Turkeys live from Panama Beach.
Is there even a beach in Panama?
There is now.
Panama.